Fellowship. My name is Sierra Mulholland. I'm from Naples, Florida, and this is my story. I'm currently a senior at the University of Florida, go Gators, studying public health, zoology, and health disparities. If you were to ask my friends and family what I'm up to, other than work and school, they would probably tell you that I'm dancing, traveling, or hanging out in nature, which are all things that I love. I'm applying to the Lafayette Fellowship because ever since I studied abroad in Tanzania 2 summers ago, I have been hooked on the idea of doing my master's abroad. I really love traveling, meeting new people, trying new foods, learning new languages, and living in a place that I haven't been before. Through this program, I got to study medical anthropology, which meant that we were observing healthcare in different hospital and healthcare settings across the country. We were in Iringa, which is a small village, and we were also in Dar es Salaam, which is the biggest city in the country. To be completely straightforward, this trip was not easy. I was in a completely foreign place. I had never left the country before. I didn't know the language. I didn't know the people or the customs. A lot of the content that we were studying was extremely hard to swallow. And for all of those reasons, I would argue that is why this trip was as impactful as it was. I met so many amazing people. I pushed myself to leave my comfort zone and learn conversational Swahili. I met locals, I met new friends from my own university, and I would do it all 100 times again. Subtle brag, but I also summited Mount Kilimanjaro. Back to the point. What I observed in these Tanzanian hospitals was nothing I could have ever expected or prepared for. I watched as people awaited life-saving surgeries for what would have cost $20 US. I watched people receive IV drips out of plastic water bottles because they didn't have the right medical equipment for what I would consider a very common procedure. From that experience, I learned 2 things very quickly. One, that I wanted to spend the rest of my life helping people get access to proper healthcare, especially in underserved countries. Secondly, I learned just how important language and culture are for communicating with people from different backgrounds. This was especially difficult in the hospitals because I couldn't understand a lot of the patients or the doctors, which made it hard to learn from them. The Lafayette Fellowship is so exciting to me because of the French component. French is the official language of 20 African countries, and I know that immersing myself in the French language and culture will help me be a better healthcare professional in the future. I hope to be able to bring my expertise to the people who need it most in the language that they speak. To pivot away from Africa and back to Florida, one thing you should know about me is that I love research. I have done research in sociology, psychology, marine science, microbiology, and public health. I think it is so exciting to be both in the field and in the lab doing research. I love getting my hands on new technology, trying new protocols, and answering questions that seemed almost impossible before. I am so excited about the opportunity that the Lafayette Fellowship presents to branch out from what I've done research in before and try a new field, which is biomedical engineering. I believe this is a field that can combine my interests in research as well as helping people get access to healthcare. If I were to be selected as a Lafayette Fellow, I would use my knowledge in biomedical engineering as well as my unique experiences traveling abroad and interacting with people from different backgrounds to bring healthcare to the people who need it most.